What up, guys? Welcome back to another episode here on the Mindful Chiropractor. Excited to have you guys here as this is a topic that I've talked about. I've written in a book called The 10, Don't Make the 10 Mistakes Chiropractors Make. And it was the 10 most consistent things I saw show up in chiropractors, talking with chiropractors and coaching chiropractors specifically for the last almost 2 years. And it's something that I also went through my own mistakes and my own professional journey that I felt that it was a different level that I wanted to share 5 things today that you can do to massively grow. I was reading an article and it talked about how since 2017, the chiropractic profession, people going to a chiropractor in America grew by 13%. Now, you have to ask yourself that question. Look at your practice. If you have not grown a minimum, and I don't even say 13%, I want to say double to triple that, 30 to 50% in the last 6 years. Here are 5 things that you can do to help level up today. These are simple strategies that you can do. And one of them is actually what I do with all my clients, not just chiropractors, but business owners also, to where we really nail this first part before we do anything else. And so number 1, the biggest thing that you have to do if you want to level up in practice has nothing to do with technique, philosophy, has nothing to do with systems, any of these things, has nothing to do with any of that. The number 1 thing that you need to do in order to level up your practice is define your vision. Okay. Now, what is that? What does that mean? Well, it's what is your vision as a chiropractor? And I did this in a podcast. Go look back at the podcast. I think it was in the first 10, might be the first 15. There's an episode where I talk about the power of your vision, having clarity in it. This will help go deeper into this concept. But for this podcast, defining your vision is who you are as a chiropractor. How do you define chiropractic? Having clarity in that. But more importantly, let's take it one step deeper. Why do you exist in this world? What's your soul's purpose? You ever thought about that? Why do you really exist? Let's really sit for a moment and really ask that question. So you can't get mental with it. Oh, I'm in this world because I'm XYZ. No. It's a feeling. The feeling has to come first. That's going to connect to your soul. You see, the mind does not connect to the soul. You can get ideas that come down and download from the crown chakra and all that other fun jazz, but you don't, it's a feeling perspective. That is how soul, you're connecting to your soul. So what's your soul purpose? What's your vision? If you don't know and you don't have clarity and you don't say it within 30 seconds, and I'm not saying to talk as fast as I do, but 9 to 20 word max, 1 paragraph. If you can't put it in there, you don't have clarity to it. Brevity is brilliance, right? And so the shorter that you can make that, the more concise and clear you are with it. So before I work with my clients, when it comes to working on projects, growing their business, leveling up as an individual, finding fulfillment, we have to do vision because vision ties it all. And if you're not doing that in your practice and don't have a crystal clarity of the vision of you, and your soul's purpose, but also the vision of your practice and the vision of you as a chiropractor and how you are sharing this beautiful thing we call chiropractic, you're missing the boat. And you will find struggles every step of the way, either barely making ends meet or hell, you'll even make ends meet and thrive, but never truly find that level of fulfillment. And yes, in the beginning, when you make that kind of money and you're growing in practice and everything's amazing, you fill a void. So you're like, I'm good. I don't know what he's talking about. But the moment you find a lean month, that's when the signs start to show. And so vision is the first thing that you have to do, okay? The second thing is, as I talk about in the book, and I talk about, I think I've done a podcast on this also, exceptional experience, exceptional care. What's the experience you give your patients in your office? Because we are one of those professions where it has nothing to do with how good you are as a doctor. Some of the best chiropractors we have aren't good in practice. Some of the ones that aren't that great are dominating the field. So it's one of those things where if it was all about skill set, it's a whole different ballgame. But it's not. The thing is, people are going to come to you for a couple of reasons. One's your personality. That's usually the biggest one. We're a personality type business. But the other factor is going to be the experience you give to patients. What is that experience? You just go ahead and adjust and they leave and that's it. And it's the same thing over and over and it's a routine. It just becomes mundane. Then you better have a really good personality to hold them in. And if you don't, they're not going to stick. So what is an experience that you give them? Do you have certain processes when they graduate through certain processes? When they have their birthdays, when they have an anniversary in your practice? What are the things and experiences that you give to them? Do you do patient appreciation stuff? In my office, we did patient appreciation in October. My mom's an amazing cook. I'm Italian, come from an Italian family. So I come from a line of amazing cooks. But it's one of those things where I would use that to my advantage and have my mom she makes a chili that's unbelievable. Anything my mom makes is really amazing. And so we would have her do a chili. We would have her do some other things. We would do some candy apples, caramel apples, but organic caramel. Everything was organic. We lived a healthy lifestyle. We wanted to showcase that to our patients. But it was a day where they can come, and we tied it to our downtown area where I practiced. They had a Halloween walk where all the businesses did stuff. And we would tie our party in between the hours in the middle. So our people can come, they can hang out with us, they can go there and then come back. We're only a block and a half away or whatever it may be. And then we would have hot cocoa. We would have, and again, all the toppings. My wife loves this stuff. So she had the marshmallows and we had all these things. Now, why am I sharing all this? It's because we gave an experience every year. They knew that was our patient appreciation. And they could bring anyone they want. We didn't care. We just said that, if you're going to bring a lot of people, just RSVP and let us know so we have enough food. But it was one of those things where we had crafts for the kids. We had all these different things because we're family wellness practice. So we had a lot of kids stuff going on. And then we had costume contests, and kids would look forward to it. Like after it was done, kids would be telling us, Dr. Vic, I already have my next costume ready next year. I know I'm going to win next year. And I was like, hey, buddy, just keep up with that. I can't wait. Don't tell me. I want to see it next year. Okay. And so it was one of those things where we created an experience that people enjoyed. Moms came to the office and they can all hang out with their kids, played in our kid area, and we had tea, bananas, and all these other things there for them to hang out and relax. And the kids love having bananas and sharing and whatnot. Again, you see the experience we created. We're a family wellness office. We showed it. What's the experience in your office? If you're not that and you're something else, no biggie, but there's an experience you can create. There's some offices I cover for, and they have a good energy, and I could tell the experience they bring. It's friendly, they're upbeat, and they talk. Like the people in the office will talk to the patients and they ask about their life, how things been going, the follow. And it's great. I go, this is a great atmosphere to work in. They have patients to come here because the patient care, and people stick with the plans very well, and I can see why. So, what's the experience that you're doing, and how are you making it magical for your patient? The third thing is going to be, obviously, this is a no-brainer, is marketing, but it's going to be coming more to effective marketing and branding, more importantly. I can't tell you chiropractors don't brand well. Here's the thing. What are the colors of your brand? What are the colors that you utilize for your brand? In your logo and the stuff you wear, the stuff you create. How about with flyers and content? What's that? How about social media? What's the branding you do there? A lot of chiropractors don't follow this stuff, and they don't realize that that's very important to keep colors and things all in balance in some way, shape, or form. It's not just throwing a logo. Before, maybe back then, it was just about putting a logo on things and that's it. Nowadays, it's gotten so much more detailed because of social media, reels, stories, pictures, images, all that fun stuff. So that's one way of effective. That's branding. But effective marketing means, how are you effectively sharing your story, your practice, and what you do? I'm not saying paid ads and VSLs and email lists and email marketing and workshops and all. No. Those are part of effective marketing, but it's marketing in a way that's effective for you that you get a return on your investment. Are you on Google? Are you on Google? I think it's not Places, is it? It might be Places, but are you ranked on Google? Are you ranked on other places for SEO? Right? Do you know where your listing is? Are you in the top of Whitford page? Where are you at? These are important to know. These are effective marketing strategies because that's always going to be there no matter what time of day, no matter what's going on and so forth. The other thing is when it comes to like social media, do you even have a presence on social media? I mean, to just post, like I was telling one client earlier today, just post. Like, well, I heard there's all these different forget the strategies right now. Just post. I want you to get used to posting. Post, and this is what I want you to share. Here, use AI. Here's AI, how AI can help you. Here's this, here's that, and do it, right? Technology, it's effective marketing. We can use AI in so many ways now. But how are you sharing your brand, your message, and your story? Because if you're not telling the marketplace what you do and who you are, the marketplace is going to define you automatically. And what that means is that majority of the public thinks we're just good for headaches, neck pain, and back pain. That's it. So if you're not effectively going out and marketing yourself and sharing to your community who you are and what chiropractic is, then they're defining it for you. So don't be shocked when they don't want to follow your care. Don't be shocked when they don't want to follow your sign up for care or follow your care plan or follow your recommendations. because in their mind, their condition and program, this is what chiropractic is. And so you have to understand. That's why I always tell my clients, especially my chiropractic clients, like this is when you're in your practice, it's all about human psychology. And if you don't understand and play a role in human psychology, you will miss the boat on working with patients to help change their lives. Because if they have the mental construct that's blocked and they're specific to only what you do, and you don't unravel that and teach them something else, miss the boat. But this is where effective marketing comes in. Now, we add workshops? Of course. If you have a niche and what you focus on, who your ideal patient is, and the people that you want to, demographics you want to serve, absolutely. You can have a whole workshop that tailors to it. I used to have a couple workshops for kids, for pregnancy. I would have stuff on infertility. In different elements. We'd have a workshop on autism. We'd have a workshop on ADHD. We have a workshop on, ear infections and chronic, all these different stuff, because it was tailored to what I did in my practice. Now, think about what is the demographics, who are the partnerships, all this has to align. And this is why vision is so important, because it makes all the rest of this easy. The fourth thing you have to do, and man, it is so critical in today's society and what we do, is you got to be using technology. Too many chiropractors don't use enough of it, or they don't use it properly or efficiently enough. Sometimes docs are like, yeah, I have this. I have two-way text messaging. I have review. I have this company's program with this. I have this going on over here. I have this over here. And that's great. But nowadays there's software companies coming out that blend all of it together to make it even more seamless for you, which thank goodness, I don't know why it took them this long, but it's finally happening, or it's been like this. And I'm just finding out, just to be transparent. But it's one of the things where the tech is coming out and we can blend all these things together and utilize them in so many different ways. Use technology. Patient want efficiency. You have to lower the bar of entry. So what that means is that you have to make it easy for patients to book, schedule, reschedule, and so forth. And a lot of times people like to do it anonymous on their own, which means there's now apps that you can do, or is there an app that they could go to and reschedule their appointment, and it's pretty efficient and easy? Is there an app that they can go ahead and schedule a new patient appointment and also do the intake form online, submit it to you and everything, and then everything's done. So when they come in, all they have to do is just do the exam, process, consult, and so forth, or whatever your first day is. Technology also makes it easier for us to communicate with our teams and our staff and so much more. There's so much tech out there. I can share so many different things, but it's not the program. It's not like it's not one company versus another. It all comes down to just using the technology. And even for doctors and EHR systems and it's just critical to have in today's society. Make your life easier as a doc. I remember I was showing a doc one time my soap note for a daily, because you saw how fast I did notes, and I went to show him. And I was like, well, it's already pre-programmed. It takes me less than maybe 5-10 seconds to do a patient's note. And he's like, well, how long is it though? It seems like it would be short. And then I showed him, and he was just like, holy cow, that's a pretty long soap note. If it was like on a letterhead with a 1/2 inch spacing around, it was over 2 pages. And he's like, that is very detailed soap note. I said, well, I'm trying to be as detailed as possible. And the only way I can do this is because of the tech. So that's the fourth. And the fifth, again, coming back to vision, you're going to see why vision is so important. Continue education. Yeah, we all have to get our CEUs. Depending on what state you are, there's certain requirements. It's every 3 years, 2 years, or 1 year. At the end of the day, when you have clarity in your vision, you have clarity in what you do. The thing is this: you choose things that help you grow, expand, and evolve to the vision. What supports the vision and aligns with it. I don't take CEUs just for taking CEUs. I take CEUs when it's interest into me, to how to become a better doc and how to help serve my patients better, and to know what the newest research is out there. Because I do spend time researching, but there's someone else that has students, and this is the main thing of what they do. So I can learn from them of all the research and help myself out in the process. So align CEUs that align to what you want to do and how you want to become better. And when you do this, it's a game changer for you and what you do and the entire process. So that is what I have for you in this episode, is the 5 elements here of how to really supercharge. And I'll tell you, if you do these 5 things and you hammer each one out one step at a time, in 3-6 months down the road, you're going to see some nice growth in your business. You're just going to. Everything's going to start to align, and there's reasons behind it. If you heard this and you're like, man, this is some great stuff, I would love to learn more, and how can I become an expert in this to really do this right, and you want a step-by-step process of instructions on how to do it and how to really maximize each of these areas and so much more, let's talk. That's what I do for chiropractors. It's one of the things where, as a chiropractic coach, I mean, we work a lot on mindset, we work on vision, we work on breaking your subconscious, programs that's holding you back. And then we implement the business systems that align with your vision, align with your principles and purpose in mission to help you serve. And with that process becomes alignment. And in alignment, it's more at ease to be successful and find fulfillment. And that's the process of what I teach. If you want to learn more about that, check out the show notes, or you can go to callwithdrvic.com. And there's a quick application to fill out, and it'll set you up for an appointment to hop on a call and just have a conversation. No strings attached, and just see where it goes. So I want to thank you again, as always. Make sure if you enjoyed this, you thought this was inspiring, please pay it forward by sharing with someone that you know. And always, Apple and others apps, wherever you listen to this to, please, if you enjoy this, share a review. This really does help level up our rankings and let's get this podcast exposed more. And so I greatly appreciate if you can take time to do that. As always, thank you again, and I'll talk to you guys in 2 weeks.